Hey everybody, welcome back to Fade the Beast. So, I've done a little bit of work on the old agriplex here. I put up just kind of the outer casing of the building here. There's some windows on the side over here now. Other than that, I haven't done a whole lot. Nothing's actually changed with how the thing works. I kind of enclosed this a little bit. Other than that, though, not much has changed here. What we need to do today, though... Oh yeah, you can go down here and you can kind of get under it to see all the wiring on the lowest level. But what we need to do today is get some power going, and I think we're going to use reactant dynamos, just because. The unfortunate thing about the new thermal expansion engines is that none of them actually do anything particularly interesting. They just have different power sources, like fuel sources, but they all output the same power. So there's not really, not really anything interesting about them. It just depends on what you happen to have on hand to actually power them with. I find that a little disappointing, but it is what it is. So this line is going to be bringing up blaze powder, and this line is going to be bringing up energized glowstone. Let's go down below. On this floor, this is the bottom kind of fuel generation floor, we have the same setup as in the agriplex, but we have blaze powder over here, glowstones over here, we got the two engines, they got water being fed from an aqueous accumulator behind them. They will blow all of the crops down to this end to get picked up by those two things, and then they'll go up into the pipes. And then the pipes will bring all of it up over here. And so here I've installed a servo. One of these things, the pneumatic servos. You need to put them into the piping if you want to kind of control what's happening at the nozzle. So for this item filter, we have it whitelisted to only accept glowstone essence. And then over on this side, it's whitelisted to only accept blaze essence. Everything else is going to go up into this nullifier, which is another thermal expansion thing. Oop, there we go. Which is an Invar ingot, 2 tin, a bucket of lava, and another servo. And it basically just destroys anything that comes into it. We can put anything we want in here, like this yellow fluorite, which I don't know what it does, but if you put it in here, gone. So the glowstone of the blaze powder is going to come into a cyclic assembler on both sides. And actually, we need to put some power cables down. I'm borrowing power from, I think, Nord. It's working out fine. This is going to be the biggest hog down here. This is the magma crucible for the glowstone, but we'll deal with that when we have to. We're going to eventually switch this up to using, our own power. But for now, we're just going to borrow his. So the cyclic assembler, we have some recipes in here. This one's going to turn the glowstone essence into regular essence, or into greater essence. This one's going to do the same for blaze. Then they'll output the greater essence into this cyclic assembler. I don't have any of the greater stuff yet for either of them, so let's turn these two things on. This switch is hooked up to two igniters that are under the engines. So that should start powering up here in a second. Hopefully it won't take too long. I already turned them on once, kind of forgetting that I needed water down there. And it's maybe a little bit lucky that they didn't explode on us. We'll take this time to enjoy a delicious steak. Delicious plant-grown steak. Come on, guys. Oh, these aren't the regular item ducts. These are the impulse item ducts. Basically, you just take a regular item duct, put it into the liquid, or the fluid transposer, and you pump some liquefied glowstone in there, and it'll fill it up, and then things move quite a bit faster in them. So we can cut down a bit of time. I'm probably going to replace all of the all of the pipes up in the, up at the agriplex with them as well. How far along are these things? Oh, almost there. There we go. I don't have a sound muffler down here, which I need to do. But that all seems to be working. These are opaque, so we can't see the items go, but we should start seeing them come in up here. Yeah, there's the glowstone essence. There we go. It's doing its crafting and it's pumping stuff over to here, so perfect. Here we're going to put another schematic into there, and then we're going to turn off NEI. Just because NEI tends to screw around with doing the schematic over here, because you have to do it on the side. So for the glowstone essence, we're going to want to build that. So there we go. That'll create glowstone dust. Over here, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put our schematic in there. We're going to take some of this blaze essence. And over here, we want blaze powder. We're going to get 6 of them out of that. So that is going to end up pumping it into the side thing, but that doesn't actually go anywhere yet. And this should start outputting glowstone whenever it gets power. Is that still increasing? It is. Okay. I think those engines are deep enough that when we get up above, we're not going to hear them. Perfect. So, we should start seeing the glowstone come out of there reasonably soon. And we're probably going to need a higher power energy source down there to get those seeds out of there. To power that magma crucible. Those things kind of suck up the juice. So for now, let's just put this chest right there. And there's one other thing I wanted to do. So if we take this servo, I think... Actually, can we do it without the servo? Oh no, that one. Dense, vacuum, nothing. Okay. If we put the servo in, can we do it? Dense, vacuum, no. Okay, so it needs to be connected to more inventories, I guess. Let's get this back. So I've made some reactant dynamos already. I've got 8 of them here. And I guess we'll just kind of set them up around the outside. This is all within one chunk. If we turn on the... Can we not turn them on? Well, it was working. Anyway, this is all within one chunk. I think the chunk boundary is like there. And then kind of over here on this side. So that... and then obviously just behind this thing and then somewhere over there. But the idea is that I can avoid having to keep the whole thing kind of chunk loaded. I can just have this one chunk loaded and all of our power supplies within it. But let's set up the dynamo. Okay, so let's set up the fluid ducts. We're going to need them coming along over here. And I still need to dig out or fill in some of that stuff. But let's set up the reactant dynamos. Oh. And we'll put last one right there. Now, we need to bring this pipe over. And I kind of want it running around back, so let's do that. Like that. And then we'll just bring it... I hope we're still in the same chunk. Actually, I guess we can tell with the F3 key, can't we? So we are in... Where does it say chunk? C21. Oh, 344. 340... No, wait a minute. Okay, 108, 108. There we go. So the chunk border... Okay. So this is actually... That's outside the chunk, so we can't have that over there. We need to bring this... like this. We'll just bring it around for now. The number next to the, the coordinates that you use will tell you what chunk you're in. So that's, if you're ever trying to figure that out, that's one way to do it. There we go. Let's get those things back. Oh, I don't want to waste that one. Do I have any... Oh, I do have dirt. There we go. Get rid of some of that sewage. Okay, so we're just going to bring this around for now. Oh. Screw it, you know what? There we go. We'll just fill that in. Perfect. Okay, so let's bring this... Oh, that's a fluid duct. Like this. And we'll worry about... Because we're going to wrap it all the way around, but for now I don't have enough engines, so we're just going to do this for now. There we go. Now, what I wanted to do is... Oh, no. Vacuum. Okay, so we can't do it like that. Did we... We already installed the servo. Now, I thought you were able to do round-robin output. But it doesn't seem to be allowing me to do that. Cosmic Knight having a little bit of problem. Like, usually you're able to choose not just dense or vacuum, but you're able to choose round robin, and I wonder maybe if I have to do it ignored? Huh. Well, it's not really a problem, I guess. It's going to be outputting so much that eventually it'll fill up all of the inventories anyway, right? So we should start seeing blaze powder coming in here. But I think we are going to... if we're not going to be able to use that servo, I'm going to pop it out. There we go. Oh, no, I guess I do need it in there, don't I? I do need it in here so that it will... Oh! That's what I need to do. Vacuum. Round robin. There we go. I had it as input. Now it's output. Perfect. So with it set as round robin, what it will do... It'll put it to each available inventory in turn. It'll send the first one there, second one there, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. And then it'll start back over again. So it'll evenly distribute it amongst all of the engine inventories. But we need... Yeah, we need another servo. So I need iron and glass. I should have both. Got a couple pieces of iron. Let's use some of our clear glass. So we need, no. Glass, iron, and a redstone gets us another servo. Let's go install this. And then that should automatically suck out the glowstone into the engines. Boom. Yeah, drawed it down. Put some in there. Did it move any to the other ones? Oh yeah, put about a bucket in each of them. As it should have. Oh, and the first blaze powders arrived at there. Oh, you know what it's doing? We have this set up wrong. There we go. We want it stack size 1. It's pulling out 64 at a time, so it's pulling out an entire stack. And putting them each into... Or putting the whole thing into 1. We want it to go 1 at a time into the engines. So let's put... Oh, let's... there we go. Put a couple in there. A couple in there. Like that. There we go, and there we go. So how many are in this one still? Just 1? 2 in that one? Okay, let's put another one in there then. So it's already quickly filling that up. We're gonna have to create... I guess some pipes to move that around. Like, we're gonna need... Let's turn NEI back on here. What do I want? I want conduits. I think redstone energy is the best. Moves 10,000 per tick. And for that, we need the empty conduit, and that is electrum and hardened glass, which shouldn't be that hard to make. And we could also use one of these buddies, resonant energy cell, which I think is the largest energy cell you can get. But for that, we need 4 Enderium ingots, and like I said before, those are kind of a pain to make. I don't have any of the shiny metal or the platinum that we need for them. But this does seem to be working. We've got our blaze powder coming up, filling up these things. And they're quickly going to get maximum power. I think this produces in total about 6,000 or 600,000 RF for one bucket of the glowstone and one blaze powder. So it is a ridiculously efficient energy source. And, you know, if we just let this run for a little while, we're going to have more enough than we're ever going to need. But yeah, I need to get some redstone energy conduits. I'm going to do that, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have replaced the... I've made some redstone energy conduit, and I have some more being made over there. I've replaced the ones, the leadstone we put down here with the redstone energy conduit, and this is actually... seems to almost be drawing enough power to keep the whole thing powered. We are going to... actually go grab a couple more conduits. And I haven't entirely decided how I'm going to organize the whole thing. There we go, we got 30 conduits, that should be enough. Because obviously this setup here is temporary. But we're just going to pop these guys on top of them. Like that. Let's bring one off. And we'll put a tesseract on there. And we will make this owner access for now. And maybe we'll make it public at some point here, but we're going to have it ignored. We're going to set it to frequency 1. We're going to name it power. There we go. And we're going to have energy send. We're going to turn this off. We don't want it receiving or sending items or anything. We just want it sending energy. So that should work. Let's go down here. Change this thing. Owner only. There we go. Oh yeah, look at how much power is pumping out of that thing now. This thing's more than enough power to fill this thing up. How are these things keeping up? Oh, they're getting drained, though. Still, should be enough. These things should start getting power back into them. I think. I think that's going to be more than's being used. Or maybe not, I don't know. Maybe it's some gets stored in here. In any event, it's got more than enough power than it's going to need. We're going to go over here. I have another tesseract on top of our kind of little build thing here. Let's replace these leadstone pipes. There we go. With the redstone. Let's get rid of... oh, we'll get rid of these. Let's get rid of these engines. Don't need them anymore. Don't need the liquiduct there, the fluiduct. Don't need this aqueous accumulator here anymore. So let's put down some dirt. Fill that in. And then bring the energy conduit over like this. We'll put that there, because this thing needs power too. This is a sag mill. The Certus quartz outputted by the plants is not the same as what you would find in the ground. This is when you find the ground, applied energistic Certus quartz ore. The one that comes out of the plants, excuse me, is Certus quartz or magical crops. This one, when you mine it, does not break into the quartz and the dust. You have to pop it into something else. In this case, I'm using this sag mill from Ender.io. And it seems to do the job fairly well. Converts it into each block into one dust and one quartz. So that's... I mean, it's not great that we have to do that, but it works. Okay, so let's set this to owner only. Ignored. Turn off the other things, and we'll have this receive energy only from there. So everything should be well powered now. How much redstone do we have? I need another stack. Let's make some up. Nope, not that, not that. Nobody wants you, nature essence. There we go. Actually, I kind of do. I still haven't made any magical food, but maybe I will. Okay, so let's make some redstone. Fill up those other pipes. There we go. Pop this in here. How's that keeping up? So we're not even losing power on this thing now when it's running. From all the power that we're outputting over here. The one thing that kind of annoys me about these engines is, if we look here, output is 80 RF per tick. Every one of the dynamos outputs at 80 RF per tick, which... Do we still have more? Oh, no, those are steam dynamos. Which, like, that's the maximum power that any of them can output. That's a little bit disappointing. I was kind of hoping that there might be a little more differentiation between the engines besides just what fuel they use. But I guess there isn't. So, fair enough, I guess. But one of the things I liked about the Buildcraft engines was that there was a lot of variety, not just in the fuel, but also in the power output you got. Where in this case, it's always 80 RF per tick. Some just last longer and puts out more per unit of fuel, but not per unit of time. Anyway, we have enough power at least to power all of our machines here, as well as the machines of the fuel production system itself. And, oh, that guy's also filled back up. But I guess the engines aren't filling back up, I guess. Maybe they won't until, I don't know, does this thing store power, maybe? No way of knowing. But I think we'll end this here. We've got our well, that's empty, but we have our glowstone production system going. We have our blaze powder production system going. I'm gonna make some more of these engines in between episodes, and just kind of place them all around the edge here. Redstone energy conduit can only move 10,000 RF per tick, and I assume tesseracts also can only move 10,000 per tick? So what's 10,000 divided by 80? 100? No. Yeah, I guess it would be a little over 100, 120 or so. Which I guess is fine. We don't really need that much power, and I'm not gonna have 100 engines set up here anyway. But, you know, one kind of ring of those engines should be more than enough to keep this thing going for everything we're ever gonna need it for. But yeah, so I'm gonna end the episode here. Next time, we should have all that set up, and we can start looking at some stuff that actually requires power to do. So I will see you next time. Take care.